and welcome to this edition of Canton Contact. I'm your host, Peg Stevens. My first guest today is here to tell us about Canton's upcoming Salute to Service event that is scheduled to take place in November at the Village Theater at Cherry Hill. Joining me now with all the exciting details is Canton Township trustee and U.S. Marine Corps veteran, John Anthony. Mr. Anthony, welcome to the show.
Appreciate the opportunity to be here. Great opportunity to highlight the Salute to Service, which is one of the hallmark events that Canton Township sponsors every year.
Now, what do you have planned for us this year?
Well, this year it's, I think, one of the best, if not the best, that we put on. Now, 16 years Canton Township has sponsored a Salute to Service, which is a way in which the citizens of Canton can honor the men and women who have served and are serving in the U.S. Armed Forces. We've had individuals over the last 16 years who have been involved in the Normandy invasion and were captured and were prisoners for several years. We have had men in the military and the Marine Corps who unfortunately lost a foot in an IED explosion in Iraq. We've had an African American man who was a pilot in the Tuskegee Air Force, the Red Tails fighter squadron in World War II. And this year, I think we've kind of topped it out here. I don't know how we're going to improve on it, but this year we have a Congressional Medal of Honor winner. Now, there's only a couple of thousand of those individuals, probably less than half are still alive today, but this individual is a local resident. He's from Ypsilanti and was just awarded the Congressional Medal of Honor about a month ago at the White House.
And who is this distinguished keynote speaker?
This individual is Lieutenant Colonel Charles Kettles. He was a helicopter pilot in Vietnam and was responsible of rescuing 8 soldiers who were trapped in a combat situation, all 8 of which would have been either killed or imprisoned had it not been for the heroic action of Lieutenant Colonel Kettles. And
how exactly did he rescue these 8 individuals?
Well, there was a combat mission in which a brigade was sent in to engage the enemy. They got into a firefight. There was more of them than there were of us. Helicopters came in to evacuate the company, what was left of the company, and left the area. The gunships left, the artillery left, and the helicopters left. Unfortunately, 8 soldiers were still left behind. Lieutenant Kettles' helicopter was flying away when they got the word back that these 8 men were still there, 8 soldiers were still on the ground. He immediately came back, circled the area, landed, and picked up all 8 of the individuals and flew out. Now, the helicopter, when it got back, had something like 30 bullet holes in it. A mortar round had exploded in the front of the helicopter, blowing out the bubble and just going past Lieutenant Colonel Kettles' head. Another mortar round hit the tail. Somehow the helicopter continued to fly. It was grossly overweight, and instead of going up, straight up and taking off, he had to sort of skip down this little ravine to get enough speed to take off. But it happened, and like I said, those 8 soldiers are eternally grateful to Lieutenant Colonel Kettles, and he just received the award from the president at the White House last month. So bureaucracy being what it is, but it moved slow, but it moved, and that's the important thing. And we're fortunate to have Colonel Kettles as our guest speaker. In addition, one of my careers was with the FBI for 25 years. And when I heard about this individual and meeting with the staff here to get this program set up, I did a little research and was able to identify one of the 8 individuals. And we located him in Lima, Ohio. His name is Dewey Smith, a good old boy from Kentucky, and he was one of the 8 that had been left behind. And we were able to take the TV crew down to Ohio, interview Dewey, and he's agreed to come up here. Now, Dewey Smith was a staff sergeant in the Army, and he has only seen Lieutenant Colonel Kettles 3 times since in the last 49 years. The first time was just the back of Colonel Kettles' head as he was flying, the helicopter was flying out. Kettles is a fairly short individual. Thank goodness that mortar round would have taken his head off. The second time that he saw Lieutenant Colonel Kettles was in Ohio at a fundraising event for a museum down there, a military museum they were going to have. And the next time he saw him was at the awards ceremony at the White House. But there's the only time that now, he hasn't seen him for a while. We're going to surprise Colonel Kettles by having him up here. It's interesting to hear Dewey Smith talk about the heroic effort by Kettles, Lieutenant Colonel Kettles, in rescuing those 8, because there's no doubt that in anybody's mind that they would have been killed or captured.
Oh, what a heroic undertaking by Lieutenant Colonel Kettles.
Yeah, and he's such an unassuming individual. I mean, he'd be the last, you see all these movie shows and heroes in that. Colonel Kettles would not be the guy you'd pick for a TV or a movie production, that's for sure. But he is an excellent pilot and even flies today. Helicopters able to, and flying a helicopter is not the easiest thing in the world.
Well, what an amazing opportunity to come hear him speak in person.
Yeah.
Because again, only a few thousand individuals since the onset of the Medal of Honor, since it was being first handed out.
Right.
So a great opportunity to hear from him in person.
Yeah, it will be, I think it will be a tremendous opportunity for the citizens of Canton to, first of all, to hear from a Congressional Medal of Honor winner. There's not very many of those fellows and ladies around, and to hear his story. And I think it'll the hair on the back of your neck will fezz up when you hear how he was able to accomplish this missing. It's almost in talking to him like it's just something I just had to do. He just had to get back in there. He couldn't leave those 8 men stranded there. And when they all scrambled on board, they're grossly overweight. One guy falls out of the helicopter but is able to hang onto the strut on the bottom. So the helicopter is wobbling. They pull him back in. They skip down the ravine, and bingo, they're off and back to the base and patch up the holes in the helicopter.
Well, this is definitely, it sounds like a must-see event.
Yeah. It's a great event, a great time. We have the Workman Elementary School Choir, young men and women that will sing. That's half the show right there, those folks. And we have the color guard, and it's just a great presentation. It's well thought out, well planned. The video crew here put together an excellent presentation, and it's I encourage everyone to come out to see the presentation. And
now, when does it take place?
It'll be November the 11th, 6 o'clock, doors open, 7 for the actual presentation. Probably last about an hour, hour and a half at the most. And it's a great event, a great night to honor men and women in the military.
And do you have to get tickets? Do you need to purchase?
No tickets. Just walk in the door and grab a seat, and it'll be crowded. Usually the audience is packed, both with the mom and dad from the Workman Elementary Choir, and then the military personnel who will show up. So it's a good event, well attended, and well worth the effort to get out there.
Excellent. Well, thank you so much for stopping by and telling us about this wonderful event where we can show our respect and appreciation for our veterans.
Yeah. Thank you for having me.
We will be right back with more Canton Contact.
This plus this equals this plus this and this. Don't drink and drive. This plus this equals this plus this and this. Don't text and drive.
Welcome back to Canton Contact. Joining me now to give us an update on what the Canton Sports Center has planned for us this fall is Recreation Coordinator Anne-Marie Carvella, along with Sports Supervisor Coralie Ott. Ladies, welcome back to the show.
Hi, Peg. Hi, Peg. How are you?
Great, thank you. I'm so excited to find out what fun fall activities you have planned for us at the Canton Sports Center. So why don't you start by telling us about your Boo Bash?
Well, we had a great year in softball. Peg, about over 150 teams played all season. And so we kind of culminate the year with our Boo Bash softball tournament. And we get around 30 teams that'll play on October 22nd. It's a one-day tournament, and it's a fun day. So yes, we do play softball, but we have WCSX is going to be out all day, broadcasting not only our event, but they're having a big family event and a big Great Pumpkin Smash at the end of the day with bands and lots of raffles. I guess they have a Band in the Sand event where they're promoting where people get to go on a cruise and win some raffles. But so we'll be doing softball, we'll be doing costume contests, and we'll be doing a WCSX broadcast event that day.
Oh, it sounds like a lot of fun. Now, I know that this is an annual event, but it sounds like even if you're not participating playing, you should still come out and have a great time.
Absolutely. Softball games will start about 10 a.m. They'll run, throughout the day. We'll take some breaks. But then, like I said, with the radio event, we'll just have, there will be kids' events going on. There will be, the typical bounce houses and face painting, lots of Halloween-themed activities for the kids. And then, of course, we roll into the adult party in the evening and through the night with 2 different bands coming out from 5 p.m. to 10 p.m. So it's going to be a full day.
It sounds like it. Are you still looking for teams to register?
Absolutely. They can call over the phone and just register. 483-5600 is the Canton Sports Center. Call anytime, 8:30 till 8 p.m. at night, or they can go to our website, csc.canton-mi.org, and register and join the tournament.
Excellent. So they should call and get signed up today?
Exactly. We do have men's divisions. We have like an upper or lower division, and then we have a co-ed division, which I think last year we had around 14 teams. So it's a really fun day. It's softball, but it's more about just hanging out with your friends and enjoying a Halloween party.
Absolutely. And what is that date again?
That date is Saturday, October 22nd, and people need to register, that week, the week of, by October 19th.
Excellent. Well, another annual event is your Turkey Trot. What do you have planned for us this year?
Well, it's definitely a Thanksgiving tradition in Canton now. Gosh, it's the 14th annual Turkey Trot. The headquarters is here at the Summit on the Park, and the race runs, it's a 5K and a 1 mile, and we run through Pheasant Run Golf Course, through Heritage Park. It's just turned out to be a great event. So we're taking registrations right now. People can sign up today. And a lot of people do ask about the shirt is kind of the big thing when you go to runs. We typically do kind of a long sleeve, dry fit shirt, and this year we are going with purple. Purple is the color for epilepsy, and so you'll see that running around kind of Canton on Thanksgiving morning. And basically people need to register by November 8th if they want to be guaranteed an event shirt. But we'll take registrations all the way up. The day of the event, you can show up here at the Summit, and we'll take registrations that morning if you want to decide, whether you're in or out. A lot of people bring family from out of town that are visiting for the holiday, so it's exciting.
Great, great. And Corley, how have you seen this race change through the years?
Oh the number of people who participate in this event has gone from when I first started 50 people to well over 1,000 now. And we found that the walk run, we call it, the 1 mile has kind of become a real family oriented thing. It used to be just kind of the kids ran it, but now we see a lot of families, grandparents walking with their younger grandchildren and such, and so it's really an exciting event. The cause it is for the Cause of Epilepsy Foundation of Michigan, and they support families who have people in their family who have epilepsy, seizure disorders, and so it's a great cause and a great family tradition for Canton.
Absolutely. Now, is this a chip-timed event?
Good question. The 1 mile, you don't get a chip time. We still give everyone the bib, and they get the shirts, and we have some fun raffle prizes and candy for the kids. But the actual chipped event is the 5K. So we do have different starting points, if you want to say. So the 1 mile is right behind the Summit, and they just run through Heritage Park. And then the big one that you kind of see on Facebook, the big aerial shot of the 1,000 people, we do that at the front of the Summit, and they get on Summit Parkway, head towards Pheasant Run, and we kind of run through a course through Heritage Park, and we actually end up behind the Summit.
Oh, great. And if I understand, it's very scenic. It's a nice, lovely...
It's a great course, and yeah. The reality is you couldn't really do that, throughout the summer or anything because everyone's playing activities, so Thanksgiving morning is perfect because we're kind of shut down for the holiday, and so that people can enjoy kind of everything here at Heritage Park.
And it sounds like a great family tradition. You can, burn off those calories and then eat as much as you want.
Exactly.
That's right, that's right.
Now, where can folks register or get more information?
I mean, the fastest thing in Canton really is just to go to cantonfun.org, and all the links are there. But they can go to the Sports Center website, any of the websites in the township. They, again, could call over the phone and just call the Sports Center. They can walk up at the Summit front desk. And really, there's every option. But most people honestly do register online because it's a quick, just do it, a couple people, or, that kind of thing. So
Sure. And that date again to guarantee that you get a t-shirt?
November 8th is your cutoff date for a shirt. But again, don't feel bad. We have had the last few years a chunk of shirts after that date. We don't guarantee it. That's the thing. Mainly the size. So we can't guarantee your size after November 8th. But basically what we do the day before the event, we have what we call kind of pickup. And actually, we've partnered with Gazelle, actually in Northville. They do a pickup of your bibs and shirts the weekend before the event. So they'll have a pickup in their store Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and then we have our official pre-pickup day the Wednesday before, day before Thanksgiving.
Oh, great.
And so people can still, register that day if they want to.
Excellent. Switching gears a little bit, I understand that you have some other sports opportunities available. What
We
can we
do.
look forward to?
We do. On October 23rd, we're running a family pickleball event at Freedom Park at the new lovely 6-court venue over at Freedom Park for pickleball. It's from noon to 2, and people will be able to come there. We'll have some pickleball paddles and balls, and we'll have some people who will give them like a mini clinic, just kind of show them what the game's about and let them hit the ball around for a little while. And again, that's on October 23rd from noon to 2 p.m. And Regency has generously will be offering refreshments and things for that particular day.
How fun.
We also have adult indoor volleyball starting in November. We have a competitive league that plays on Friday nights. That's for co-ed. We also have a women's league that plays on Friday nights. In January, we start a rec league on Sunday, and it's an opportunity for adults to play some team sports in our community, and they have a lot of fun doing it.
I bet. And those games are held at the Summit on the Park?
At Summit on the Park, yes. And they can register online again at cantonfun.org, or they can call us at the Sports Center at 734-483-5600.
Great. Well, ladies, thank you so much for stopping by and giving us the inside scoop about what's happening at the Canton Sports Center.
Thank you, Peg.
Thanks, Peg.
We will be right back with more Canton Contact.
Hey folks, Canton Township has an app. My Canton is the official mobile app for the Canton community. The app provides a connection between the township and its citizens and visitors. Enjoy convenient access to local officials, businesses, and event registration. Whether a resident or visitor, this app delivers access to community news, events, emergency alerts, and more. Download the My Canton app today and connect with the community. Available at Apple and Google Play Store.
Welcome back to Canton Contact. My next guest is here to tell us about a very popular fall event that's scheduled to take place at the Summit on the Park just in time for Halloween. Joining me now with all the fun details is Special Events Coordinator Julie Allen. Julie, welcome back to the show.
Hi, Peg. Thanks for having me.
I understand that your Trick or Treat Parade is back and better than ever. What do you have planned for us this year?
You know, it's one of the most favorite events for the special coordinators to plan. So every year it does get bigger and better. What we have planned is there's 2 parts to the parade. There is the trail in which you can come, and there'll be 30 different themed booths that will be handing out candy and goodies to all the kids. The other part of the event is the spooky side, which is a small haunted house that is intended to be scary, so may not be suitable for younger children, but it is an optional part of the event.
Oh, great. And when will this be taking place?
It will be taking place on Friday, October 28th.
Awesome. And so if I understand correctly, you want the little kids to come in costume?
Yes.
Excellent. And then if folks are interested in participating, do they need to get a ticket?
They do. This event will sell out, so you do want to get your tickets soon. We have two different types of tickets. We have the timed entry tickets as well as the general admission. So there's only a small amount of timed entry tickets, so those will sell out very quickly. The general admission means that you can come anytime during the event.
Oh, okay. And where can folks get the tickets?
They can buy the tickets at the front desk at the Summit on the Park.
Excellent. And then do they need to get them by a certain time?
Well, we do have sales start on October 1st for members and residents only. Non-residents can start to buy their tickets on the 15th of October.
Excellent. And then is there a cutoff for ticket sales, or can they just show up the day of the event?
There is a cutoff. We will stop selling tickets the day before the event, so October 27th. So there will be no tickets sold at the door.
Oh, so that's important. So they need to get a ticket in order if they want to come.
Yes.
Excellent. And what age is this particular event geared towards?
It's really geared for all ages. Many of our booths are decorated so fun that there's many photo opportunities. There will be so many characters dressed up, many popular characters, Teenage Mutant Ninjas, Olaf the Snowman, Disney princesses, Nemo, Dory, so many fun characters for all ages.
Oh, it sounds like there's something for everyone. Now, I understand that this is a really big event, and I know you have a lot of sponsors that help put it on.
We do.
Who's helping out this year?
We have a lot of sponsors, and we still have sponsorships coming in, but we are being sponsored by Community Financial Credit Union, Skating Station, Atchison Ford, Dr. Nolan Orthodontics, Havens Orthodontics, Zap Zone, Brightside Dental, D&M Art Studios, Goddard School. We're also going to have booths from the Canton Police and Fire Department, the Canton Historical Society, as well as the Farmers Market, and many of the programs that you see at the Summit on the Park, like our preschool program and our aquatics programs.
Oh, great. And so folks get their tickets, and then in terms of the time, when does the event actually take place at the Summit?
The event starts at 4 p.m. and it goes through 7 p.m.
Excellent. So walk me through it. If I were to bring some little ones to take part, we have our tickets. Where should we go?
So you're going to want to come to the Summit on the Park. Depending on the type of ticket you have will depend on where you enter. Like I mentioned before, the timed entry tickets, you will be given a certain half-hour slot in which you would actually enter the building. And there you would go into the recreation entrance. If you do choose to buy the general admission ticket, then you would go to the banquet entrance.
Oh, okay. And so then you basically walk through on a trail.
Correct.
Throughout the summit.
Yep.
And then when you end, I understand that you have an option of continuing on into your haunted house.
Correct.
Can you tell us a little bit about that?
The haunted house?
Yes.
The special events coordinators do such a great job making that haunted house very spooky, very lifelike. Like I said, that is optional and it is intended to be scary, so it may not be suitable for your child, but you do have the option of exiting the event before you get there.
Excellent. So there are no goodies in that. It's just kind of that experience.
It is. It's like a haunted house experience, but you will be getting a goodie bag after you enter. It's kind of like your reward from going through it.
Oh, sure,
So,
sure. Now, I know that you do a fabulous job coming up with creative designs. And so what are you specifically working on this year?
This year we are focusing on Nemo and Dory, which is very fun. We're focusing on some of the Disney princesses, the Wizard of Oz. I think there will be Mario there. We have a lot of fun with it. So, you know, a lot of fun, and it'll be great photo opportunities for all the families.
Absolutely. Now, this is an indoor event.
It is.
Okay, so folks don't have to worry about making sure that their little ones have coats if the weather is not cooperating.
The only thing is, if you have general admission, you may have to stand outside in line for a little while because this is a very popular event and we are anticipating about 4,000 people to be here for this event.
Wow, that is an exciting event.
Yeah.
We're almost out of time, so if you wouldn't mind just kind of recapping the date and location and where folks can get more information.
Sure. The date is Friday, October 28th. If you're interested in buying a ticket, you can do that on October 1st at the Summit on the Park.
Excellent. And for more information, where should they go?
They should go to cantonfund.org.
Excellent. Well, Julie, thank you so much for stopping by and telling us about this fabulous event.
Sure, thank you for having me.
Well, that's going to do it for this edition of Canton Contact. Thank you so much for watching, and we will see you next time.